I'm Cyclon, and today I want to make a 50% conversion in Temple Mod Warlock gloves. Now I already bought a bunch of supply. I want to inform that this is a high investment craft. Right now there are none like the gloves that I want on the market. So all the conversion gloves that are on the market currently are for penance brands builds, meaning that I do need to craft it completely from scratch myself. I could buy bases to skip some steps, but then we're talking about this craft getting even more expensive. I bought enough bases to get on an average, and I hope I get lucky enough. However, again, keep in mind this is a high investment craft. Now, this said, let's jump into this. I'm having here everything written down that in theory should be the way to craft it. I could be wrong, I could have missed something. If that is the case, hopefully I can still fix it from there. And you will be finding the working recipe that worked for me at the end of this video, either in the description or my Discord, depending if the description has enough space for it. Otherwise, you will have to jump on my Discord for this. I'm gonna go over each step one by one as I do it, and you can follow along either with the written version or with the video. Now let's take a look at this. We're gonna be starting. So the end item, if we're gonna go into Craft of Exile, is gonna look something like this. Attack speed, energy shield, a resistance, and then the temple mod plus conversion. And then we want implicit conversion and we want rage on hit. That is the desired finished item. Now to get there, we need to jump through a few steps. The first step of that is getting the temple mod on the Warlock gloves in the first place. As they drop on random basis, it's a little bit difficult, so we need to get through some mini steps. First of all, we're gonna be buying 4 on average is the rate we need to fracture. We're gonna be buying 4 gloves with only 1 suffix each, which is the temple mod. So we have Temple Fire Res, Temple Fire Res, Temple Lightning Res, and Temple Cold Res. Now we get to how we get it to cold in a little bit, but first we need to get it over on the Warlock gloves. So for this, we're gonna be using Essence of Rage, which cannot naturally roll on Dex, Dex Int, and Int bases, cannot naturally roll strengths. It has to be the strengths essence because it needs to be a mod that is theoretically a normal mod that can roll on items, so it's not an exclusive mod, but it cannot naturally roll on our gloves compared to the temple mod. So we're gonna be grabbing a few gloves, and we're gonna be grabbing one of the gloves we want to get over. And then we're gonna grab the essences, and we're gonna get strengths on the glove. And then we're gonna annul the gloves down so they only have 1 suffix, which is the strengths. So we lost the strengths, we lost the strengths, we lost the strengths, we lost the strengths, so we go again. Lost the strengths, lost the strengths. Hey, we got 1. And we got 2. So we have 2 attempts here now, which means we're gonna go in here and we see there's only 1 suffix here. And then we have only the suffix strings here. And we're gonna get the guaranteed get either base return and combine this. And we gotten our temple mod on the gloves now. Perfect, exactly what we wanted. This means we can go and repeat this process. So we're gonna put those aside and we're gonna repeat this. Gonna get those, get them with strengths. Reduce the suffixes. That is 1. That is 2. Go and recombine. So we check, we have only 1 suffix, we have only 1 suffix. We recombine. And we got again only our temple mod. That is number 2. So we already have 2 ones, so we're gonna go. We have only suffix, we recombine. And we hit it again. Yo, we're getting good rate here. And then with the last one, we have only suffix, we recombine, This time we stayed on the assassin base, but we guaranteed to keep our suffix. So we can grab 4 new gloves, and we can roll with Rage Essence again. We can annul again. We have only suffix. We have one more suffix to get rid of. Oh, that's a brick. That's the strength gone. That's the strength gone. So we go again. That's the strength gone. That's the strength gone. That's the strength gone. Strength gone. Strength gone. Strength gone. Wow. Strength gone. So there we go. We have 2 attempts. We're gonna try. Hopefully we get it in those 2. So we have 1 suffix, 1 suffix. We combine. Assassin space. We kept our lightning rest. So we again 1 suffix, 1 suffix. We combine. And this time we got it on the Warlock gloves. So now we have our 4 gloves. We have 8 bases remaining, which is neat. But now we need to be damaged against chilled enemies. So we have 1 here. But those aren't. So we need to convert those. So what we can do is we go to the harvest bench. And there we go cold rest. So we do change a modifier that grants lightning resistance into a similar one that grants cold. If we do this, we convert the lightning temple mod to a cold temple mod. And then we do the same with change a resistance for fire into cold and fire into cold. So now we get back to our list. We now have all our mods, all our Warlock gloves to be temple mod as the only suffix. We have 4 mods here, 4 mods here, 2 mods here, and 2 mods here. The next step is to use fracturing orbs. We need them to be at 4 mods, but we also want the damage again with hits against chilled enemies to at least be on a higher base roll. So what we need is we're gonna need to take a few divines. This is gonna hurt, especially if we get unlucky. And we're gonna be needing to get an exalted orb for these 2. So we're gonna exalt slam these 2 once. Doesn't matter what they hit. If we don't fracture the cold rest, we're gonna cry anyway. And we need to craft something on these 2. Actually gonna craft attack speed, because why not? So we now have 4 mods, 4 mods, 4 mods, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We now need to divine to get a, we'll say 45, but preferably we would like 50. So this is 48, this is 47, this is 48, this is 44, this is, ouch, this is 50. Okay. So now we have our mod gloves. And now we need to get really lucky and please get at least 1. Well, the average is 1 in 4, so we should get 1. We hope to get more than 1 because then we already recoup some of the cost. If we fail, this is gonna be really sad. This is 1 fail. This is 2 fail. We hit once. And we have 1 hit. At least the 1 hit is on a 50% roll. So we are off to a really good start. Now these 3 fails, we are done with those. We have now succeeded in step 1 and step 2. We have fractured our cold rest with a good roll. So we now need to gain high tier energy shield. Now actually, this is already outdated. We are gonna be Essence of Woe spam. So we now gonna be using these Essences of Woe to get it to an open prefix. We need T1 preferably, or really high roll on T2 to consider going to the next stage. So we're gonna be spamming these Essence of Woes until we hit. So we have T2, but it's an 85 roll. So we're just gonna spam more. Because of the investment of this mod, we are not settling on a low T2. We really want double T1 preferably. And we might need to spend even more divines later on. So we got rolling, this is T7. We don't care about life, this is pure yes. Rarity, defense. Don't care about life, I said. Don't care about fire. Once we have the essence stage done, it gets a lot better, but this right now is going to be the most tedious of the stages, where we just minus the spam. And it could be that we don't need to do it only once, we might need to do this again. The average is supposedly 1 in 60. Nope, we're not selling on T2. We are going to go for T1. There we go, we hit T1. And we have an open prefix, which is perfect. Now we get to the stage that determines if we do it again or not. We're gonna be crafting. So we now have stage 3. 5, 6, 7. We now have stage 3. We Essence of Woe spammed with open prefix. And we do hit T1, T1. We have Essence, which is slightly worse than a normal T1, but still good enough. And we have our T1. We need open prefix, and now we need to do a Veiled Chaos Orb. Veiled Exalted and Veiled Chaos have the same result for us. We can free up the space if we end up filling suffixes at any point. So what we need to do is, we need to craft prefix cannot be changed. And we need to hit a Veiled Chaos, and it needs to go for a prefix. Now we have a suffix veil, and our prefixes are still empty. That is good. So we're gonna unveil this. We're gonna be grabbing the attack speed, because why not? And we're gonna go again. Prefix cannot be changed. Our suffix is filled, so now we need to empty a suffix. So we're gonna go to our stash. We're gonna make here Eldritch Orb of Annulment. If either of worlds is dominant, remove a suffix modifier. So we apply one lesser Ichor. And we're gonna Eldritch Annul, guaranteeing to remove a suffix, and it cannot hit our fractured, because it's fractured, it cannot be removed. Now we can do prefixes can't be changed again. Now we can do the Veiled Orb again. We have a suffix veiled. And we go again. The only thing that can happen is that a prefix gets filled, but a Veiled Exalted Orb is 10 plus divines, while the Essence of Woes we can get 1 divine to regain into the stage, roughly. Or maybe 2 divines, so it's just cheaper to reroll, even if it's more tedious. So we again gonna do prefix can't be changed, Veiled, and this time we have a Veiled prefix. Now we need to get lucky. If we go back to Craft of Exile, and we look at Gloves Veil modifier, we have a 44% chance for cold and a 44% chance for lightning convert. If we want lightning preferably, but if we get cold, it is fine enough. We lose like 4% damage. So we have nothing we can block, so we're gonna unveil this. And we got physical as lightning, which is perfect. We are now done with the prefixes. We now have energy shield, and lightning. Now we need to work on the suffixes. So we can put those back in. We can put those back in. We're not going to be using those anymore. And we don't need those anymore. So now that we are on this, we need to work on the suffixes. So the next step that we're at is step number 5. We need to work on our suffixes. For the suffixes, we want attack speed. Now, we could just Eldritch Exalt spam for speed. However, speed has such a low rate that we don't really want to do that. We rather gonna be using our Hortic crafting station, and we're gonna be doing Reforged speed, which is a 1 in 4 to hit T1, and a 1 in 2 to hit T2 or T1. So we again can do prefix can't be changed. Let me prepare this. So we do prefix can't be changed. Server. There we go. Prefix can't be changed. We go to the horticrafting station. And we're gonna do reforge a rare item with speed. And we hit the lowest attack speed, so we don't want this, so we take it out again. Go to the crafting bench. We do prefix can't be changed. We go over here. We do a reforge speed. And we hit T1 speed. So now we have our T1 speed. And we have 5 items on this thing. 5 mods. So we now literally are almost done. We just need to craft the last mod, but before that we want to work on the implicits and we want to divine the item into a good state. So we want the item to be in a decent state. We want the attack speed a bit higher. We would like the energy shield a bit higher, and we want the percent energy shield a bit higher. We're gonna do this before we do anything else. So we now have 1 off, perfect, 1 off, and we don't care about the Phys conversion to lightning. That can be any roll. So now, again, we are done with this one. We got really lucky, I think. We got really lucky, I think. We then gonna be spamming Lesser Ember. Wait, I have prepared them here. And we're gonna be rolling those for Rage. There we go. And then we're gonna be rolling Grand Eldritch Ichor. And we're rolling these for Phys to Lightning. That was cold. Fire, cold, cold, fire, cold. Wow. That's chaos. Fire. Nope, we can't use Pinnacle. We need generic conversion. There we go. Now we have 50% conversion, we have temple resistance, we have attack speed, we have energy shield. So now we can improve the base percentile by using sacred orbs. So right now it's at 75, 79, 81. What do they cost? Oh yeah, easy. 73, 79. Nope, we need more. Oh, they're more expensive than I thought. Oh well. We are here to make a good item. 81, 82. There we go. 83. Now we are done with the gloves. They are 50% conversion. We have them divined into a state we are happy with. We have the temple mod. And that has been the entire process. I am honestly extremely baffled by how quick it went. I was expecting to spend way more Essence of Woes. Expecting to hit the Veiled Chaos, fill the prefixes or something. I was happy that I hit it in 1 in 4 fractures, which is average. But usually at this, I am very unlucky. And I'm very happy that the Unveil directly hit, because this allowed us to save a little bit on Reforge. So yeah, the gloves are done. I hope that this video was interesting. If you would like to see me craft the rest of the gear for this build, feel free to let me know. And I'll be back with the next video very soon. And until then, you can catch me live on Twitch, ask any questions in the comments on Twitch or on Discord, and I will be answering as quickly as possible. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.